You hear stories every day of how people, mainly children, are scared of the dark. Let's be real here. People aren't scared of the dark. They are scared of what's in it. I'm known as the monster hunter of this town. People put full faith in me to get people over the fear of the dark by hunting out monsters in the dark. I remember this family ... Once I went over to their house to meet their little child. Let's call him Mark. He was a very calm child and told me everything he knew about this monster as his father looked on in amazement and horror. Unfortunately, he didn't live another day after that, and ever since that house sat empty as the family left shortly after and the house was claimed by no one. I needed to find out what happened. I decided I would go back one final time. This time, however, I was going to sit in Mark's old room all night in the dark. As I took my place on the cold, dust-covered bedroom floor, I pulled out my sleeping bag so I could have a decent enough rest if nothing happened through the night. As I lay there in complete darkness, I heard a slight humming sound coming from the darkest corner of the room. Then ... Sweet singing started quietly in the darkness. A child's song.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. Suddenly a cold gust of wind flew past me, and a dark figure with twisting horns stood over me.
Why did you come back? The figure shouted. Too frightened to say anything, I closed my eyes and cowered in silence until I felt a warm breeze flow over me. I opened my eyes and it was daytime. I wasn't in the house anymore. I was in an all-white room with a small window. The door was locked from the outside. I lied down to think about how I managed to be in that room. As I lay there, I started to recall what happened that night, and as I was doing so, it hit me. I am not a monster hunter, I said to myself. No, I am the monster. I started to giggle to myself. I remembered how I ripped his eyes out and ate them like they were slimy golf balls, and how I smashed his skull open in the dark. How I dug into his brain and I devoured them like I hadn't eaten in months. Oh H, how good he tasted. And to whoever reads this, believe me, if I ever get out of here, you'll hear that exact same song in the dark just before you sleep.